audition information for the next round.
Nice.
I had to restart my
man.
entire computer. Apologies, Twitchers.
Your entire
My whole business had to be reset. So apologies for the delay.
You guys, there's 80% off on the Cotopaxi store right now.
On what?
Cotopaxi, which is this like recycled goods store. It's awesome. Look at this. Full zip fleece, hooded, $30. Was $150. Sign me up.
How do you spell it?
COTOPAXI.
All right. Can I get a volume check from everybody?
Check. Yeah.
Okay, you're way down. Perfect.
Check.
Good.
Check.
You know what? I know what you're doing, and I don't like it.
Okay.
Dragon.
Check.
Dungeon. Dragon.
Poolside Acorn. Yes.
Kyle, can you give me
Fine.
that spelling one more time? Because I got something else.
All right.
Yeah, hold on real quick. I'll do the thing. I'll do you one better, and we'll send you a link.
All
Are
right.
you on the face space?
The face space.
Yeah. You know what I'm
I-
talking about.
I know. No, I'm not.
Hold on.
Link it in the Discord.
I'm linking it. I'm giving you the specific thing that I was just looking at because this is just what was in my address bar.
All right.
Are we
I
waiting
see
for
what
Gelidus?
Yeah, we can wait for Gallus, but we can do a little recap here while we wait. Can you get Jana slash Elsa into the shared notes? He's probably gonna need. Well, you could probably post an invite to the GDoc, right? Or send it to her.
Copy link. And I'm going to drop it in the D&D chat. So, Bill, don't show the stream.
Don't show it.
Don't you do it.
Where'd my...
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay. Let's get this ball rolling, so to speak. Who wants to recap what happened last time? There's Wonder. There's the map of Wonder. That's the town that you all have been in. Or in/around.
Can I minimize this?
All right, what you got, gang?
I feel like Alpha should recap.
Thanks, Kyle.
All you gotta do is go into the notes. Read the notes. It's initiation time.
All right. So, at the beginning of last session, we left the dungeon and saw a dragon. Dungeon, dragon. As opposed to the alternative order. The dragon is a baddie. It was a red dragon. Those of you that know your Dungeons and Dragons know that those are evil. The dragon talked to us. It knew that we were the spicy oranges. It knows that we're adventurers. This dragon is Rhymeroth, the undead dragon that we had killed before. is the brother, or was, because we killed it, was the brother of Rhymeroth. And they didn't like each other. And frankly, we didn't like either of them. So I blame their parents.
That's good.
That's fair.
Rhymeroth monologued a lot, and he really kind of
A lot. It was like a minute.
he talked up how helpful we've been for him,
Yeah,
which was really a joy for us.
I liked it.
We basically spoon fed him Faudeles and Yaren. That's the gnome inventor and Gelidus's dad, respectively. Because he needed them for his plans. He's going to use them to design and manufacture war machines. He's going to kill Wonder in about a week, he claimed. Wonder got attacked by the Draconians. They broke in through one of the mines and killed many guards. The dragon pushed us off the cliff, and Higgy and Svarlbad, did I pronounce that right? No.
Starlbrind?
Starlbrind. It's hard to keep track of everything, guys. Starlbrind saved us with just a spot-on feather fall. The bear person who read our fortunes is gathering his cousins together to help protect the city.
Darman.
Darman. You could almost call that the Darman initiative. There's something about foals. I don't know what the fuck that is. Who took these
Folus?
notes? Folus. Yeah, Folus. Yep. Yeah, we talked to Folus, and then it's a real big Ezra you got there. It's just taking up a lot of room. We met with the small council, who's Yarg, who's a dwarf, Rose Darno, who's a human woman, and Clara, who's an older human woman. We basically got the small council to reconvene. They said, hey, we're fucked, basically.
Mm-hmm.
And the rest of us are like, yeah, but we're gonna put up a hell of a fight on the way out. We noticed that Becky was missing. We found her. She was unconscious and badly hurt. We healed a bunch of guards and also Becky, if I'm remembering correctly. We know that the Civix flew north with Yaren. Zerwin used the crown a few more times to try and become more attuned to the crown. Helginda, who's one of the queens in the crown, is going to try to help him attune to it. One interesting factoid is there has to be some blood share for a dwarf to be able to use the crown, which means that Zerwin's got some royal blood somewhere crawling around in his veins and arteries and capillaries, which are the places that blood would be. We know that there are centaurs to the east that we might be able to beg for help. There's barbarian tribes to the south that we might be able to beg for help. And in addition to the dwarves to the north, we have advisors and people that we can talk to. We know that Rhymeroth, he's a little vain, conceited. Conceited enough and full of himself enough that he probably did, or he might have actually announced his full plan to us, or thereabouts. And we can use that vanity against him. But knowing us won't make much of a difference.
This has been the best recap ever, Duncan. Danger awesome point for you. This is like a 15-minute recap, incredibly detailed and entertaining.
And then the one last note was the mine under Wonder itself is a dragon metal mine. Rhymeroth wants that mine. That's why he wants to destroy Wonder. He wants the mine. Also, there was a note that silver dragons hate red dragons, and if we could find a silver dragon, that'd be really swell for us. The end.
So you're
We
all
also...
sorry, go
ahead. The other ogre, not Higgy.
Kiggy, Starlbrind, her brother.
Starlbrind. Starl Brind. He has a teleport ability. Which we're gonna need. I just wanted to make sure that we noted that as well and didn't forget that he.
But it
can
only
teleport us
works.
places.
It only works if he's been to the place before, so we cannot teleport somewhere that he's never been.
Or if there's a previous ogre teleportation door there. Okay, very good, very well done. Geldis, you there?
Yep, I'm here.
Okay, can't see you. That's why I asked. So in the D&D channel, Geldis, there's a link to the Owlbear Rodeo map of Wonder, which you may or may not use a lot today, but for the future, right? This is the town you're trying to defend. This is what it looks like. You are currently all in the quote-unquote fortress, which also serves as the city hall. And you just got done with the meeting, right, with the other representatives, at which point they roughly made a plan, if you recall correctly, right? It was Yarg, right? Rose and Clara. So Rose is going to evacuate a whole bunch of children and women, young women who are pregnant, or older women who can't fight, and some older men who can't fight. Basically, non-combatants. She's going to try to get as many out of the city as who will leave. Clara had wanted you to send to the centaurs and the free folk to the southwest, who some people call barbarians, and try to hire mercenaries. And Yarg wanted to send to Thorbarden for more dwarven reinforcements. They had named Zerwin the protector of the city and promptly fucked off, and left you all in the room, sort of not super prepared for the situation you're in now, but nevertheless, here you are. No sooner do they walk out the door than a messenger runs in. He's one of the younger guards, and he's puffing. There's an army at the gates. It's a small army.
Friendly or the other kind?
We don't know. It's a bunch of centaurs and an orc maybe.
And an orc. One orc? Maybe. Well, we'd better go see for ourselves. Gentlemen? Jana? Wait, is Jana not with us yet?
No.
Gentlemen?
You're muted, Zig.
Yeah, Zach, you're muted.
I gotcha. Sorry.
All right, if you guys, if you look on the map, you just take that main road to the Copper Road gate. That's the one that goes to the south. You see, it comes in from the west, but it turns sharply south after that. And sure enough, at that gate, which the gates have been closed, there is 22 score-ish centaurs, and they look like they are armed for battle. And at sort of the front is a large. So most of the centaurs are dark-haired, swarthy-skinned, people who are out in the sun of the plains of dust all the time working. But there's one who's at the front who's actually a little bit bigger. I put a photo of him up in the D&D channel, and he's at the front, along with a woman.
Human woman?
Would you like to describe yourself?
So a slight human woman with brown hair and tan skin, like not very noticeable, in probably travel stained clothes.
I roll perception to see if I notice her.
Okay. Yeah, she's hard to miss.
Oh. She said not very noticeable.
Because she's a human next to a bunch of centaurs? Is that why she's not hard to miss?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
I have +5 perception anyway.
That and her third arm.
Uh, so the different looking, let's say, centaur at the front speaks up. Open the gates, please. We're here at the behest of Speaker Shola.
Sorry.
Really?
Where did you put the picture of this person?
He should be in the characters right underneath the D&D channel.
The characters. Oh, wow. Look at that magnificent bastard.
He's pretty magnificent. I mean,
Look at that
I would just
belt.
open it up for the magnificence.
Hold on, you're here at the behest of Speaker Shola?
Yes.
Talking to me.
We're here at the behest of Speaker Shola.
Yes, we
Sounds
know.
like we
Can
have
we
a
come
lot
in,
in
please?
common. I mean, how are we things are a little hectic
Can
inside.
you prove to us that you're here because of Speaker Shola?
You
I may
guys,
be able to
listen.
clarify somewhat,
She can clarify.
Okay.
but
I
you
don't know if you
should
guys
let us
noticed, but
in.
there's a human here. What's up?
Speaker Shola sent me to meet with Menteus. We're here with Thadian and these centaurs to assist. She seemed to think that there was a band of adventurers that were about to be in some trouble.
Oh, jeez.
Yep. that'd be
Another
us.
one? Oh, us.
Where are they? We could use their help.
Maybe you could open the gates.
Well, I mean, I'm not the Lord Protector of the city. Zerwin, should we open the gates?
Yes.
All right, open the gates.
The gates slowly swing outward. One of them does the big double gates, which are huge logs, banded together by massive strips of iron on the inside and on the out, so they're sort of married all the way through. There are guards in the towers, and there are guards inside, and at first, the guards are a mix of humans and dwarves. At first, there's a little bit of a. So go ahead.
Can we assume they all know I'm in charge because it just happened that I was made Lord Protector of the city?
I mean, word is trickling through the ranks.
All right.
So within an hour or so, everyone will know for sure.
Did they
Okay.
give you like an emblem or something to wear? Something, or like a
A
big hat?
You mean like a crown?
I mean, it'd have to be big.
Yeah.
I don't think I ever took it off.
Crowns are more for, kings. Hats are for like lords and protectors and
So, would you all mind describing your characters so that Jenna knows what she's looking at when she walks in through the gates? There's a motley crew greeting you on the other side of the gate.
can't remember what I look like.
I'm the large purple-haired dwarf. I think I am also currently wearing a crown. I'm a barbarian, and I carry a big great axe. And my toad's not here, but maybe someday you'll get to meet her.
Aren't you the toads? Like, are you not the toad's dwarf? Or is it?
No.
I don't know what that means.
Is that a kind of mushroom, like a toadstool?
I'm a dragonborn. I have gold scales. In terms of Motley Crew, I am definitely Dr. Feelgood. And let's see, I'm very tall, especially around these people who are these humanoids who are not tall. And every now and then, I can go into other dimensions, which I don't like to brag about.
Also among these behemoths, there is a smallish Lightfoot halfling, well-dressed, wearing noticeable jewelry, sandy brown hair, brown eyes, carries himself like he's like 6'5", though.
Also, well dressed is interpretive. I disagree.
Tell her about the book.
Oh yeah, I have a book about lizards that I carry with me.
Not that book.
No, yeah, Dirk's Lizard book is the most important book that we have, and it's the only book that we're ever going to talk about.
Did we ever establish how, like, in relation to Ezra, how big is this? Like, does it look like he's wearing a shield on his back?
It's quite large.
Like, it's noticeable that he's carrying it, right? It's not something he can
It's
just
in my
hide.
pack.
No,
it's just
yeah.
I only have a few things in my pack. I have the book and trail rations, and that's about it.
His book sort of bulges out at the sides, but it could be a lot of things in there.
Okay.
They all say it could be a lot of things in there.
I guess I'm last. There's a about 4 to 4.5 foot tall. It looks kind of cross between an elf and a gnome. Are you from Kryn, or are you not from Kryn?
No, I'm not from Kryn.
Looks like a halfling.
Yeah, well, a little bit more elven than a halfling, but yes, kind of a cross between an elf and a halfling. Carrying a shield and is well armored, and you can see a pendant hanging from his neck that is in the shape of a red moon, and he's got shorter black hair with striking green eyes.
There's actually 2 others. There's also Owen, who actually introduces himself by reaching his hand out. He's a tall human paladin. He's he's always wearing his armor pretty much, but he seems friendly enough. And then there's Barley, who is a half-elf bard. Got a little goatee. He's got a grin that he wears, and he also introduces himself with a flourish.
And you are?
Jana Bentblade. I encountered Shola, and she was kind to me, and she asked if I would help her by assisting a group of people. Has anyone introduced themselves as Galetus or Ezra? Has anyone said those names yet?
Well, Jana, welcome to Wonder. So sorry for failing to introduce myself. I am Ezra. And you mentioned another name there, Galatus. Galatus is that one over there, and he points to Galatus.
Hey there, nice to meet you.
Did
Nice
Speaker
to meet you.
Shola have something for the 2 of us specifically?
Speaker Shola told me to meet up with Galatus or Ezra. And
oh, you've met both of us.
Bill, I'm so sorry. Was I supposed to give them a letter? I forgot.
You have a letter for someone, but it's not these 2.
Okay.
Who it is?
Shola told me to meet up with you and see if I could help.
You have a letter for Barley.
Barley. Oh.
You just met Barley. He's the half-elf bard.
Sorry.
It's okay. He's not here, so it's harder to remember.
Do you have any experience dealing with large, pompous red dragons, Jana?
I have experience stealing things from pompous beings.
That's a good start.
Do you need something stolen from a dragon?
No, I mean, looking around, I think that if there
Don't
was
say no.
one here...
It might be yes. Maybe yes, we do.
Well, just looking around, the most pompous one in the vicinity is probably me, and I definitely don't need anything stolen from myself. So,
yeah.
Noted.
Maybe.
Yeah, guys? We need to steal the dragon scales.
But wait, literally, you're the person who does need something stolen from yourself. We were just talking about the book.
No, but if it was stolen from me, then I would have a slow and agonizing death. So I definitely don't want it stolen from me.
Would you have a slow
But
and agonizing
let's
death if
continue to
you
talk
didn't
about
know?
it here in the open air in front of these strange centaurs, these quadrupeds, and this person that allegedly our friend sent.
Okay. First off, I want to apologize to the centaurs. I know that quadrupeds is a slur, and he doesn't know better, and we're going to educate him later.
The captain, who has, stepped forward as the sort of centaurs filter through the gate and the gates close again, looks around and pretty much ignores everyone and says, "Who's in charge here?" And then sees that Zerwin is wearing a crown and is like, "Is that you?"
Points at
Sure.
Zerwin.
Sure is.
You have a barracks.
Points
I
at
have
Barrett.
no idea. It's kind of
There's a-
new. I'm sure we can find a place for you to stay, though.
There's a fortress on the north side of town. Much of the barracks are being taken up by the wounded at the moment, but
I got a
we
stable.
can find room.
You just said quadruped is a slur and just offered stables to centaurs?
I didn't offer them. I just said we probably had one.
Just saying that out loud gets you like a shitty look from all of the centaurs who turn your direction. They're like, "Fuck that guy especially."
What accommodations would work best for you and your group?
Any place that's big enough for us to sleep in is fine.
Okay.
We've been sent here to fulfill a debt, and we will stay till the end, one way or the other. Either the dragon is dead or we are.
Thank you. We will be endlessly grateful for your assistance. Things are rather dire at the moment.
There are 24 centaurs plus the captain, and he nods at you, Zerwin, and leads them towards the town square, which is in the middle there. People in Wonder are not. This isn't the first time I've seen centaurs, right? Like, it's some of their neighbors, so they're not just like totally aghast. But seeing 24 of them. Oh, the centaurs, by the way, carry a mix of bows and long-hafted weapons like spears and billhooks, things like that. So those are the two. Like, each one has a bow, and each one has some sort of like two-handed distance weapon. Some of them have armor pieces, some of them don't. Some of them have shields, but most of them don't. And the shields they do have are bucklers, like things that they just sort of strap on and forget about. None of them, and it's male and female centaurs, and none of them look like they are lost. They all just sort of walk past.
Did they say where they were from? The centaurs specifically.
They did not.
Jana, are these centaurs from this plane, or are they from the Radiant Citadel? Where are they coming from?
We're all coming from the
Hope.
Radiant Citadel.
You
Right,
came from
no.
Radiant Citadel. They came from the town of Hope.
And that's where we came in from, the Radiant Citadel. All right.
Yes.
All right. What time of day is it at this point? Midday?
No, it's getting late. It's getting to be sundown, which is one of the reasons they wanted to be let in.
All right. The small council, they all went those very specific ways to try to pursue.
Well, none of them have left town yet.
Yeah. Should we talk about? I mean, I know if there's a god in this universe, he loves it when we split our large group into smaller groups and go and do separate things. Should we talk about
the hair on the
maybe?
back of your neck stands up a little bit when you say that,
Yeah.
as if lightning is possibly going to strike you.
Right. Should we talk about maybe some or all of us going with the small council on some of these, or should we stay here?
So
And
just to clarify, the small council did not actually offer to go to any of those places. They said you should go to those places and do those things.
I thought okay.
So Clara is a little, she's an older woman. She said she wanted to fight, but you're not sure how much she wants to ride over the mountains and back again in a couple of days.
Sorry,
Yarg,
go ahead.
Yarg is from Thorbarden, but you didn't get the sense that he wanted to go home. Follis has made his way to the gates as he passed the centaurs and pointed them in the direction of their lodgings. He walks up to you, Zerwin, and says, "Well, I guess I'm your left-hand guy now." Anyway, so Follis is, just to make sure that everyone remembers what he looks like, he's an elf. He's wearing kind of dapper clothing, and he has green hair. You're not sure if it's dyed or not. He's got a couple of piercings, and he's kind of bright-eyed, right? Like not bright-eyed, so kind of wide-eyed, but always talks kind of calmly. He has this strange way of holding his eyes, but he always kind of speaks in a more level voice. Protector of the city. I'm the person who controls all the records. How can I help you? That's to you, Zerwin.
I turn and look at Ezra and go, what do we need help with?
You're the keeper of records. Okay. Well, Follis, you were in the meetings that we all held earlier today, correct?
Yeah.
I'm sorry, it's hard to see sometimes everyone in the room from my vantage point. And
Yeah,
I
I can
need
see
to
how you
ask
missed me
for
with the
reminders.
green hair
Yeah.
and everything.
Well, look at how tall everyone else is. It's hard. You were in my blind spot behind Zerwin.
Well, do we have a place to stay while we're here, or are we still staying at the inn?
We're still staying in the tavern, right?
I'm asking Follis. I'm the protector of the goddamn city. I don't get a free room.
No, but you do have offices and meeting rooms in the town hall.
Hey, does Follis, Zerwin, why don't you ask Follis about like maps of defensible positions and like tunnels and, any information that might help us just sort of like have access if there's like secret things about the city that we should know, if the person who has all the records has, blueprints of that kind of stuff.
Records of other major battles that might have happened
Records
here.
of other major battles, exactly.
Suggestions.
Records of anything having to do with a red dragon, maybe if there was like a.
I can hear you, right?
I was literally just about to ask Follis. You can hear him talk, right?
Yeah, he's right there.
If there might be records of any silver dragons on this plane.
Yeah.
So
nearby.
If I could cut in, I am the record keeper here. This town's only about 50 years old. The first settlement here was less than a century ago. The mines were really put up about 50 years ago. So I'm happy to search the record for those things, but I can tell you there's not been any major battles here. The other stuff, maps, yeah, I'm your guy. Census information, things you want to know about the town, supplies, money, people, how many people we have, soldiers, that kind of stuff. You got it.
So the CVEX attacked from the mine, right? They tunneled into the mine and attacked Wonder from the mines.
You don't know how they got into the mine, but they came out from the mines and attacked Wonder. Yeah.
Would it be possible for us to uh, take a look at where maybe they came in?
Sure. So the entrance to the mines, I couldn't put. So this is like a map that I had to make and adjust, and I couldn't build a mine entrance, but the actual mine entrance is right over here. Can you guys see that?
Mm,
Behind the
no.
fortress. Look for my little blue dot.
It's up by Winegate.
Ah,
That's where the entrance to the mines is. If I may, one of
You
the
may.
things that I think is that you're going to have to send delegations out to ask for help. Problem is that Steelbeard already did that. I am pretty surprised to see the Centaurs here since they already said no. I don't know what debt they're paying off, but it wasn't to Steelbeard or to Wonder. And he also asked Thorbarden for help, which is why we have 25 trained armed dwarves. Well, 22 now since the attack. But you could ask him again. They may send more now that they know what the situation is. There are also the free people to the south. And then, there's my people to the northwest. Not really my people, but people like me.
How long is the trip to each of those places?
It's quite a ways. Hold on while Bill pulls up the map.
Fullis, can you remind us? You said your people to the northwest. Which people are those?
There's elves. The Qualinesti are to the northwest. So it's a full day, right? Like close to 12 hours to get from Hope to Wonder. It is a little more than that to Thorbarden, which is the next closest place. Then it's a day and a half travel to the closest free people encampment. And it is 2.5 days to the near side of the Qualinesti forests. And that's if the problem with going to the forests of the Qualinesti is that there's a lot of mountains between here and there. And there's also a big mountain range between us and the free people. Hope is so close because there's that road that goes right through the pass. To get to Thorbarden, we're going to have to go back out to the road and then north. So really count on at least a day and a half to 2 days to Thorbarden and back again. How long do we have before Rhymroth attacks?
I mean, we think it's a week, but that could be 4 days, 8 days. We don't really know. 7 days. That's a calendar week.
Let's say it was 7 days from when you heard it. When was that?
This morning, right?
So 6
No.
days once you're able to do something.
Yeah. Well, in terms of our delegations, it
Do you
may be
mind?
prudent.
Do you mind if we go back and talk about this in the town hall, the fortress?
That's a good idea.
That is a good idea.
Thank you. You do notice that anytime, like, there are people looking out windows, and there's now rumors flying around about what happened to Steelbeard, about why Zerwin's in charge, about what happened to the rest of the council. You can sort of just feel the small town rumor mill kicking in, right? Follis leads you back to the town hall. Jenna, the town hall is the only stone building in the whole town. You can see it's labeled Fortress on that map there. And it does have a stone wall, a full 25-foot high stone wall, and then there's the actual fortress behind it, which is 3 stories of stone. The rest of everything in this town pretty much is wood, although pieces are slowly being replaced by stone as it's quarried out of the mines. There is a stone section of the wall, for example, towards the eastern gate. And the docks are made of stone, which is good. Well, the piers are made of stone. Back in the town hall. Ooh, sorry, I lost my page. Back in the town hall, you see Kiggy and Starlbrand there waiting for you. Follis leads you into not the same meeting room that you were just in with the council, but a big office where you first met Steelbeard. This is your place now, for the time being, he says to Zerwin. There are still maps laid out. So that map that you're looking at right now is one of the maps that Steelbeard had out. Below that, you can see the map of, Kryn, basically, broken up into sections, as it's quite large with several continents. I think, is it Ansalon is the name of the big one? I'm not very good with names. Is there anybody else you'd like me to bring in on this conversation, or are we sufficient for now? He says, and he like, every time he looks at the ogres, he kind of like gives them a little bit of a wide berth and like kind of side eyes them a little bit. But since you guys accept him, he seems to like not necessarily do anything. Oh, Jana, there are 2 7-foot blue-skinned people in this room.
Okay.
Maybe we should start with a couple introductions. Those 2 big boys are Higgy and I can't remember her brother's name. Kiggy.
Kiggy is she has like long, sort of flowing hair, carries a staff, has leather bracers, looks very athletic, lithe. Her brother Stalbrand is shorter by a couple of inches. He's where Kiggy is sort of lithely muscular and ropey. Stalbrand is a little bit chubbier, a little bit softer. He also has long hair that he sort of has pulled back behind his head. Nice to meet you, Kiggy says. Her voice is pleasant. Starlbrand just kind of quietly nods at you.
Nice to meet you.
All right. You guys want to fuck this pig?
Is that the dragon?
Yeah, like what's the plan? What do we think we want to do?
Well, we're gathering the map of the place around here. We've got the Centaur reinforcements. That's really nice. Those guys, they seem cool. What's our situation with like the other dwarves around? Like, have we finalized the plan? Have we abandoned the plan there?
No, I think we need to put a plan together tonight because we need to start in the morning.
Yeah, we gotta go get some of them. So like, I think that if you needed to go do that, I could wear your hat for a while, just like in absentia, to help run things around here. Because I don't
You
think
don't
I should
you
go
don't mean
talk
the
to dwarves.
dwarf hat. You mean just the person in
No.
charge hat.
Yeah, exactly. Or anybody. I was just saying that I would be willing to as a service. Also, what else do we need to do? We gotta check in on those dwarves, right?
Yeah, I
probably.
definitely need to go to the dwarves.
Yeah,
That's
we
what I
probably got to
wanna-
get like a search party down to the mines, or like send some people down to the mines, do a little exploration down there, figure out what's going on in
Do
the
we know?
mines.
I'm sorry to interrupt. Do we know what size of the force that's attacking us is?
Super big.
It could be as
Thousands.
many as 5,000. Let me look into that.
5,000?
Yeah, but they're only dragonborn. So
What's their objective?
Sorry, 2,000. See, aren't you glad I said 5 first, and now
that
you
was
feel a
good.
little bit better?
Yeah. No, I feel much calmer.
Roughly 2,000 draconians ready to attack the city.
What's their objective again? They want the
We
town.
have 45 guards.
Well, yeah, that's why we're getting reinforcements and we're looking at maps.
Right, sorry. Now that we have 25 centaurs to add on, we have 70.
Come on, Dirk's worth about 200 by himself.
Thank you. Exactly. Also, at the rate 45 to 25, if we add 40% every couple minutes, we'll be fine.
Folus, which one of the local possible allies would have the largest fighting force?
A Thorbarden by a long shot, but we also know Steelbeard's already asked them, and he had connections there. They sent us 25.
Yeah, but Zerwin's way cooler.
Yeah, I
Is
think
there
they're going to want to see this crown.
I mean,
Yeah.
the free people to the south, the problem is they don't have one government, right? Each tribe or town and group of people has its own leadership. They are
Okay.
fierce, and they are fearless, and they may be easily bought with gold or other valuables. So that could be simple. Centaurs are notoriously isolationist. I'm impressed that we got 25 of them. The elves, I actually think, are probably the most likely to help, but you got to get all the way there and ask them, and then get all the way back. Starlbrand says, I can get you pretty close.
Yeah, but how many of them can you get back?
How many can walk through the gate?
Sorry, to clarify quickly, like in under 2.5 days.
There's a ruins. He pulls out the map of.
My God, I didn't have to ask that. While you're doing that, oh, sorry, go ahead. Go ahead. You ready?
He points to the spot where you are, which is almost due west of Hopeful. Yeah, Geldis just relinked the map, by the way, if you want to pull up that map of Kryn. So you should see where Hopeful is, which they call Hope. Almost due west, like just north of Hopeful, there's a little road that goes in. There's like a little spot where you can see a ruins there. That's about where Wonder is, right? All the way up to the northwest is the Qualinesti Elflands. It's a massive forest, right? There is another ruins in a little broken off mountain spot called Man. That's only a few hours from the Tower of High Sorcery.
Stolas, did you send anybody to the Tower of High Sorcery?
You asked Folus that?
Yes.
No.
Zerwin, we should entreat the Tower of High Sorcery and see if they'll help us.
Absolutely.
Sure. Who's the best person to ask about martial knowledge? Or would we all just do a roll? So, could someone explain to me the regular, like tactics of draconians? Are they going to be coming in from the sky? Are they like
That's part of why I'm interested in seeing the mines. I think we risk them coming at us from both the sky and the ground.
Yeah, some of
in
them can
addition
fly,
to
some can't.
yeah. One of the questions I had, Folus, is of the options. You mentioned that Thor Barden had the most soldiers. Is there one party who would likely have the most skill or experience dealing with draconians or dragons?
You're from another place, so I get that question, but dragons are a part of life here. Yeah, you mostly just try to avoid them. Rumor has it that the dwarves are very good at keeping the dragons out of where they live, and if they get too close, at shooting them with things, big things, pointy things that hurt. So the dragons, the chromatic dragons, have learned to give Thorbarden a wide berth. Everyone else just has to sort of deal with it. That's part of life here. The draconians they're a crime against nature. They're supposedly rare. 2,000 draconians is a massive force. It represents a huge sink of resources. That means they stole at least they stole thousands of dragon eggs to make that army.
I mean, could they be Rhymeroth's eggs? Oh, I mean, I guess maybe a male dragon doesn't lay eggs.
They also steal metallic dragon eggs and twist them. That's
Right.
why the draconians are Sivax, which is silver, right? Silver, gold, brass, bronze, copper. That army has been decades in the making.
Siggy, you said that you can teleport to any runes, right? That the ogres have been to before.
Starlbrand can. I'm not skilled in that.
Can he teleport others, or does he have to go himself?
Oh no, I don't. I just open a door. There are doors all over.
Have you ever been to Slomnia?
No. Is there a ruins there?
There is. Unfortunately, it's just south of the capital too.
Of which capital?
Gardas of Slomnia. The knights would help us if we could get them.
That's pretty far north. I know if you want to get closer to Qualanosti, there's another ruins up there. But no, the farthest I've ever been is to the ice in the south. There's some pretty wild walrus creatures there. They're not friendly.
I still want to see them. What about east? Have you been across the Blood Sands?
No. I've been into the Plains of Dust, basically. I once went all the way to the New Coast, but there wasn't much there to see, at least not where I went.
Well, I mean, guys, that pretty much leaves us with Qualanestai, Thorbarden, Tarsus. We could try to send somebody there. And then the Tower of High Sorcery.
I'm not seeing Wonder on this map.
It's because
It's not on the map.
Okay. It's east of Hopeful.
It's just north of Barter. Just under the Corollas Mountains.
I'll find it. Oh yeah. Okay.
It's further. So there's Barter, then there's like a triangle. Do you see what is it? Isin Newell?
Not yet.
Yes, it's in the pink.
Yeah, it's in the pink. It's
Good.
just
It's closer to there.
Okay.
That's the ruins. The dwarven, the
Right. Yeah.
ogre ruins.
Okay. So if we're going to divide our groups at all, we've been delivered a group of centaurs. Uh, maybe we could send them to talk to the centaurs to the east. W-
Well,
In terms of
it's not centaurs. Well, there are centaurs to the east, but there's plainsfolk.
okay,
That's what they were talking about when they referred to them as barbarians. But yeah, they're plainsfolks, and they're all different tribes.
I thought that was to the south.
South and east. It's closer to
Okay.
go, slightly closer to go south, because where you are, so Tarsus and Hope they're like kind of bigger town cities. Everywhere else in the Plains of Dust, I don't know, there may be a couple others, but like pretty much everywhere else is a tribe place, right? You see how there's like a big road, right, that goes
Uh,
to the sea from Thorbarden. The whole rest of the Plains of Dust is mostly nomadic people or tribes. And so, yeah, they're often called by barbarians, right? But and then some of them have settlements, permanent settlements like Barter. Others are nomadic and travel around. But the only two like big established towns / cities anywhere near you are Tarsus and Hope, and you've already been to Hope.
so the dragon metal mines, dragon metal's very rare, exceedingly rare, super
Very
rare,
rare.
very rare. And how rich are the mines here?
An entire town sprung up in less than 50 years because they found a drop of dragon metal. Since then, they've been finding more and more. Like the vein looks to be bigger than they originally thought.
So, Folus, does this mine seem like one of the like maybe the most reliable source of dragon metal in the region?
Yes.
Okay.
So this
Uh,
is why there's a careful balance, right? Thorbarden has access to some dragon metal in their mines to the north. But otherwise, this whole mountain range, this is the only other known active dragon metal mine.
and it's useful in forging weapons, war machines. Anything else specific that it's used for?
It's not used specifically for anything. It's just I mean, out of game, think about it as like mithril, right?
Titanium, or yeah, okay.
No, more like mithril. It's light, it's strong, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, so Reimeroth wants the dragon metal to create war machines. Did he say, Bill, I'm asking you, I'm because I didn't note it. Did he say anything specific about the war machines or what he wants to do with them?
He did not.
Okay. Um so the leverage that we have uh for the dwarves specifically, we have the crown with the knowledge of dwarven kings. That's a piece of leverage that we have very specifically with the dwarves. And again, like I said, uh, when we last talked about this, I think we just give the crown back to them and then ask for help rather than using it, than saying, hey, we'll give this to you if you help us. Because dwarves, they tend to be stoic, stubborn, uh, and maybe wouldn't take too kindly with us openly using something that's really theirs as leverage. However, I think that we can offer the dragon metal um, as a resource to anyone who would be willing to help us.
And
Here in Wonder, are there a lot? I know that Gelidus, your father, is a smith. Are there a lot of smiths that are working with the dragon metal, or is it mostly getting shipped elsewhere?
That I don't know. I'd have to ask my dad.
Fullest, do you know?
The dragon metal is Well, most of it's being stored for now. We shipped some to Thorbarden. We shipped some to Hope, which made its way to Tarsus. And we shipped a token to Qualinesti. But most of it is still here.
Okay. Other things that Wonder has to offer, we know that there's a lot of fish and a lot of fruit and a lot of wine, right? Those are the other like big exports.
Yeah, they also have like iron in the mines, which and then a little like trace amounts of other rare metals. So they're the biggest thing they have is mine. They ship out a lot of iron, and they've been starting to ship out a little bit of gold and silver as well, but
Okay.
not much. They were thinking about this is Fullus. The console was thinking about printing its own coins because they have some silver in stock.
If we were able to kill Rhymeroth, the corpse of a large or quite large dragon would be worth something, right?
I maybe red dragons tend to have hoard of stuff. They're hoarders. They have dragon treasure stuff.
Okay. Unfortunately, we don't know where that treasure is.
You don't. You do know that he has a lair / fortress somewhere to the west.
Yeah. And we know certain things about like the barracks that the Draconians were in. Like we know we know what that looked like. Um so
Should we try to figure out how they got in through the mine?
I want to do that before we call it a night for sure.
Also,
Um
why, if they could access the mine without going through town, why didn't he just mine it that way? Like,
it's a good question.
why even let us know?
I mean, he probably thinks that we're easily defeatable and that we're not going to put up that much of a fight, and that way he can monopolize the mine and won't have to worry about us. We got rid of his brother down there, so
He needs the
that
mine, right?
right, and his
That's
brother
what
was
he said.
preventing him.
Okay.
So we got rid of the brother, but now we got to secure that shit.
And it's possible that he might have told us in thinking that we would give up and take everybody out of the city, making it that much easier. That's possible. It's possible that again we might be playing it exactly into his plans.
Didn't he try to kill us by throwing us off a fucking really tall wall?
Yeah,
Yeah.
you all probably would have died.
Well, and he didn't see us not die, right?
That was yeah.
So he
So
thinks we're dead. Yeah.
probably assumes that we're dead and he's going to take over Wonder without much resistance. But little does he know, we have 25 centaurs.
True. Um, and I think that there is a lot of value here that we can use to try to get help. I know that Steelbeard tried and didn't have much success.
Well, here's the other thing. How long does it take to mine and process this dragon metal? Because if we have people available who can pull even a little bit up, and if Gelidus's dad is good at handling it, like
I mean, he is,
we
but he's
should.
not here anymore.
Oh, that's right. We should we should prioritize like, hey, can we get some dragon metal weapons or defenses up? Just of the things that we can do, I feel like we could put that on the list.
Fullest puts a book down on the table that he had been like fiddling around with. There's some numbers on it. The 45 guards, 3 wounded is the first line. Then it says total residents 3,431. And then it says number of fighting capable residents 604. These are the numbers that Steelbeard and I drew up a couple weeks ago. 604 is generous. That's taking a lot of people who have no combat experience. But we able-bodied people who can hold a sword and swing it, we think we have roughly 600 people in town. People have been slowly trickling away, so we might have less than 3,400 here now. Might be closer to 3,200. And if Rose gets her way, she'll probably take another 300 or 400 with her. There's a cat in this room.
Oh,
It's
there's
rubbing.
a cat. Now you.
You did just notice it. It's been rubbing on Ezra's leg as he's been speaking.
Dirk, do you mind having a word with this
Hey, oh no, you want me to?
this feline?
Yeah. What do you want to?
It seems like maybe it wants something. It might be worth asking if it wants something in particular, other than fish heads.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm just gonna cast Speak to Animals. Okay, just make sure that I do this all right, and then I'm gonna ask this cat, like, hey, what's up? Anything that we can help you with before you go any further?
You talking to me?
Yeah, I'm talking to you. What's up?
You want to know what I want?
Yeah. What do you want?
That's a good question.
Can I help you with anything?
Some back scratches would be good. You got a couple of those?
Back scratches. Got Ezra. He wants a back scratch.
What's your name?
You got it.
My name?
Your name?
Yeah, I'm Dirk. You can also call me Chico or
Hey,
Captain
Chico.
D.
I like that. Hey,
All right.
Chico.
You
could call me. You could call me. Well, some people call me Skinny Pete. Some people
Skinny
call me
Pete?
Beef. That's the ladies call me Beef.
I was gonna call you Beef until you said that second part.
Nah, it's Skinny
so
Pete. Skinny Pete.
I'm Skinny Pete.
Yeah, how you doing?
Everybody, this is Skinny Pete, the cat. His name is Skinny Pete.
Hey.
First off, Skinny Pete, how did you get in this room?
These guys look all right. Anybody have any food?
Skinny Pete, how did you get in this room?
This room?
Yeah, this room.
Ah, over there.
Over where? I don't see anything. What are you talking about?
In the corner.
Door's closed.
In the corner, there's like a shelf that's like slightly pushed away from the wall.
Skinny Pete, is there a room behind that shelf? Is there like a passageway?
Yeah, everybody knows
There's a
that.
passageway. Guys, there's a passageway behind that shelf over there. Skinny Pete, where does this passageway go before we go down there? Is it dark? Is it like, are there traps and things down there? Or can we just wander?
Yeah, I don't know. What the fuck are traps? Oh, you mean
okay.
like the things they catch rats with? Nah, no.
Yeah, but for people. Are there any like rat traps for people?
There's people-sized traps?
Oh yeah. Skinny Pete, you never seen a full-sized man caught in a rat trap?
Fuck no.
No? Well, you hang out long enough and we'll put one in just for you.
I don't think I want to see that.
All right, that's fine. All right. So
any trap big enough to catch a person is probably going to kill me. If I was clumsy enough to get caught in a trap, which obviously the beef does not get caught in a trap, you know what I mean?
Exactly. Is it dark down there? Like, is it pitch dark, or is it like you can kind of see in the dark?
Yeah, it's pretty dark.
Pretty dark?
Yeah, a
like
little
no
dark.
light dark?
Yeah, a little bit.
Do you get by with like smell and hearing when you're down there, Skinny Pete?
Dirk, baby, I got fucking whiskers.
That's That's literally not an answer.
Hey, you want to see my butthole? He turns around.
All right, Skinny Pete. Here's the thing. Can I do a thing? Can we play a trick? I'll give you some meat. I got this thing I like to do. It's called Beast Sense. You ever done Beast Sense before, Skinny Pete? This is loads of fun.
Nah, what's the beast sense?
So what's gonna happen is I'm gonna be able to see what you see. All right. So when you go down there, I'm gonna see everything that you see down there, and you can tell me what your whiskers feel and all that kind of stuff. I'm gonna be able to sense what you're sensing when you're down there, and then I'm even gonna be able to talk to you a little bit through your brain hole. You want to do that?
Listen, I'll do that for a little bit of meat, but I gotta tell
A little
you,
bit of
you might not like what you see.
That's fine. That's fine. We're gonna do this
No one
together. All
here
right.
is nearly as pretty as I am, and I gotta look at you.
I
You get to look at me this whole time. Hey, you want to see
I
my butthole?
know. I know. You know what the great thing about this, Skinny Pete, is I will actually be able to kind of feel what it's like to have your butthole. All right, you ready? We're gonna do this. We're gonna do B sense, and then somebody do Skinny Pete some meat after I do B sense, so that I can taste it because I want to taste it. All right, I'll give him some meat because I can still do things for me.
Who the fuck is Skinny Pete?
Skinny Pete is a cat. I told you, Zerwin. If you've not been paying attention, there's a
You can hear his side of
engine
the
behind
conversation,
this.
remember? You can
Yeah,
hear
it was
Dirk's
hard.
side.
It was hard to follow.
Yeah, we don't have all of the context, Dirk, about what you just start talking about Skinny Pete. We don't know if that's this cat or some other
I literally told you that
Peter.
this cat.
Did
There's this
that guy
cat
just
that's in
say
the
there's
room.
someone else called Skinny Pete?
Look, these
There
guys
better
don't know
fucking
shit
not
about
be.
shit. I know. I'm sorry.
I'm Skinny
Pete.
fucking Pete.
Okay,
Everyone
so this
knows
cat
I'm
is
You're the
Skinny
only
Skinny
one.
Pete.
Pete.
I'm gonna be honest. I've been to multiple dimensions, and you are the only Skinny Pete. Can you go down
Yeah.
there into that in that little hallway there and show me what the hallway looks like there?
Yeah, right.
Yeah, just like wander around, explore, like go in and out of stuff and, take some looks around. And the more information you give me, the more little meat morsels we'll give you.
He sort of squeezes behind the cabinet, and there is indeed a hole there. The hole's not very big. I don't think any of you would fit through there, for example. But it's also carved in parts through solid fucking stone, and you can't tell how it was done. At first it's pretty dark and there's light filtering in, and then there's a space when it's real dark and you can't see anything. And then there's some light again, and then the tunnel goes through another room in the sort of like back of the main hall, and that's where it comes out. Yeah, so this is another part here. Sometimes there's people in here, sometimes there isn't. This tunnel doesn't go to the kitchens, but I can use it sometimes to get around. You know what I mean?
Yeah. All right.
There's
Guys,
other
so just
parts that keep going other places.
other parts that go other places. And are they all like this size there, Petey?
Yeah.
Petey Bear? All right, so just real quick out of game, Bill. Like, are we talking it's bigger than Skinny Pete, but not big enough for us? So we're talking about like a 1.5 foot diameter kind of thing? What are we talking about?
Yeah, like the cat barely fit. Like, it's like a
Or it's
basketball
like
sized.
basketball size. Okay.
Wait, how big are the basketballs where you're from? Did you just say basketball size?
I this big. Yeah, okay. And Skinny Pete, do these go all over just the fortress? Do they go all over town? Like, how far can you travel?
Nah, these ones just go through here and then they go down into the
Down
mines.
into the mines. Got it.
Yeah.
And then you can just go all around the mine. Skinny Pete, Do you know how far around the mines these things can go? Like, have you
Well, they come
explored
out
the
in
mines
this
at all?
room. They come out in this
Yeah.
room that you couldn't see from the main part of the mine before.
Right. Yeah. No. Totally. So you could go down to the mine, and then
But
like you
now
wouldn't
it's
know
been
that you could come to
opened.
this room.
It's been open. There was a bunch of draconians down there. They're gone now.
Okay, I got it. So like this is this like a relatively new tunnel there, Petey?
Yeah.
Petey Bear? Okay.
It's Skinny Pete.
Yeah, no, I was workshopping Petey Bear. Do you not like it?
No.
Okay. So these are new and the Draconians probably did that.
Oh yeah, for sure. They had this special thing.
Special thing. Was it like a big drill or something?
Nah, it was like a floaty ball.
Oh, okay. And was it like orange? Did it glow?
It did glow.
Okay. Yeah. All right.
I'm not as
Cool.
big on colors as you guys are.
That's fair. Look, if you find more of these tunnels down in the mines, particularly if they go like away out of the mines and they look like they're going out of town, you ever find something like that, you can show it to me. You come find me, I'll give you treats. All right, I'll give you lots of treats, high
Listen, you've
value
been
treats.
talking a pretty big game, but I ain't been paid yet.
All right, well, come on back here. Come on back to the room. All right,
Dirk,
guys.
he said something about a room in the mines.
So yeah, no. All right. So here's what it is. Pete, you come on back. I'm going to talk to these guys real quick.
Yeah, all right.
So essentially, the Draconians made these tunnels. They're pretty new. They drilled them with a glowing orb, some kind of energy ball went through. Goes all the way down to the mines. My guess is, having confirmed this with the cat, that there's a lot of these that have been drilled through various places, and they're secret passageways. So we should probably check throughout town because it seems like this is the backdoor entrance. So we're gonna have to secure the mines at very least, and we're gonna have to look for other ways that these tunnels are getting into town. Because I'm telling you guys, they're gonna sneak weird stuff in through
Cat
these
comes back
things.
out into the room. This time he rubs
Yeah.
up against
Oh,
Janice's legs.
hey, Janet, do you have any? This is gonna sound weird. Do you have any raw meat on you?
No, but you have jerky.
Do you have jerky?
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
You're
Look,
kidding.
give a copious amount to Skinny Pete. Call him Skinny Pete and rub his back a little bit.
Sure. Hi, Skinny Pete.
Yeah, there you go. And then with the fingers.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
See?
Yep, that's the place.
You said they
Skinny
used.
Pete, didn't I tell you? Didn't I tell you? So
Jerky.
any of your friends find things? Give
Skinny
us
Pete
good
works
information?
alone. He doesn't have friends.
That's fine. I don't care about friends then. All I'm
Dirk,
saying, what's up?
you said that they used a glowing orb to create the tunnels, and the
Yeah,
tunnels were big
according to the
enough.
cat.
The
Yeah,
tunnels were big enough for the Draconians to navigate through.
I don't know if it was big enough for the Draconians. Hey, Skinny Pete, did any of these Draconians go through the tunnels?
Nah, they just listen.
Yeah, okay, so they were listening through the tunnels apparently. But I'm telling you, man, you're gonna want to find these things, close them up.
So I'm having trouble conceptualizing this, only hearing what you're saying, Dirk. There's a
Sure.
room that they opened up into the mines. They created tunnels, but they couldn't go through the tunnels themselves. They used some kind of glowing orb. So
Yeah.
how did they get into the room? One, how did they get into the room that they then broke into the mine from? Two, what was that glowing orb? Let's just start with those
I don't
two.
know. I'm talking to a cat, bro.
That's fair. He is
Said,
talking to a
he
cat.
said there's a ball of light that they used to make these tunnels, and the tunnels go all the way out down to the mines. You have a question you want me to ask the cat? I will ask the cat directly.
Could Skinny Pete, if we brought Skinny Pete with us, down to the mines, could he show us the room that was opened up?
Sure.
You know where that room is because you saw it already through the vision, remember?
That was the room.
There was only one room that they couldn't see from the outside that was opened up afterwards.
Well, no, but
So Follis,
We
no,
haven't
I can't
confirmed
remember who
that.
it was, but someone was like, they came from the mines. They came from a place that we couldn't see, and afterwards, we could see that there was a hidden room there.
but you hadn't revealed to me that that was the room that I saw earlier.
No, I guess I just assumed you'd make that connection.
I didn't. You're being overly generous toward my intellect.
You're wicked smart.
I'd like to see that room and see if maybe we can figure out if they might have teleported into it or if they might have tunneled into it, or basically like try to get a better idea of what we're dealing with. You're saying something about glowing orbs that are used for tunneling. That sounds fascinating and terrifying. I want to know a little bit more about that if we can figure that out too.
So what do you want me to ask the cat?
Can he take us to that room?
Yeah. Hey, Skinny Pete, can you take us to that room if they were doing all this drilling and listening?
Nah, you'll never fit through the fucking tunnel. You're huge.
No, but I mean, like, is there another way to get down there?
I guess you can walk all the way through the mines.
Yeah. So if we walk through the mines, could you take us?
No, listen. I got better. Like,
Skinny.
just go through the fucking mines. You can't miss it. There's a huge hole in the wall where there wasn't one before.
Oh. Okay. Yeah. No, he says there's a giant hole in the wall. So if you just go down there, you'll find it. It's easy.
All right. Can he tell us anything else about that glowing orb?
Yeah. Hey, Skinny Pete. Is there anything else about this glowing, like the ball that they made to make the tunnels? Did they, is there anything special about it? Did any person make it? Did it make noises? Like
How
any
big was
information you
it?
can give
Was
us?
it hot?
Was it hot? Yeah. Was it cold?
I didn't actually see the ball.
You didn't see it. He
All
didn't
right.
see it.
Listen. Skinny Pete works alone.
Yeah.
One of my girls told me.
Okay. One of his girls told him
She saw the ball.
she saw the ball. What's her name?
Florence?
Florence. Where's Florence right now?
If I knew that, would I be here talking to you?
Skinny, you dog, you cat.
Yeah.
Look, all I'm saying
You tell
is
Florence that Beef sent you. She'll tell you whatever you want to know.
first off, okay, what does Florence look like?
Ah, Florence is beautiful.
Just give me coloration. Is there stripes or anything?
Yeah, the calico. You know what a calico
She's
is?
a calico.
Yeah.
All right, yeah, I know, a female calico. All right, guys, if you
Likes to
see a
hang
female
out by the
calico, she's gonna
docks.
have more information. What's that, Petey?
Likes to hang out by the docks.
By the docks. All right, so Florence, who's down by the docks, she's a calico. Tell her that Beef sent you.
Got a thing for
right?
fishtails.
Fishtails. Okay, so what you're telling me, Skinny, is if I go down to the docks with some fishtails, I look for Florence the Calico, I'm going to get some good information on this glowing ball. Is that correct?
Yeah,
is that
she
what
was
you're telling
there.
me? All right.
Well,
Some...
maybe. Look, sometimes
Petey,
Florence,
Petey, if we go all the way down to the docks, and any of us go all the way down to the docks, and I don't get some good information on this orb, I'm going to get the beef jerky out of your stomach. That's all I'm going to say.
Yeah, you want to see my butthole again? That's where it's coming out.
All right, here we go. All right, guys. If you want information on the glowing orb, if that's worth our time, we got to go down to the docks with some fishtails. Otherwise,
I'm worried about it, but it feels like it's probably not the most important thing.
I mean, I'll do it. I
people
still
agree?
got to speak to animals for another 45 minutes, so I'll go solo if you want information.
Yeah, you really like talking to cats, don't you?
I do like talking.
Could I make like an Arcana check to have some idea of what this thing might have been?
Nope.
No. All right.
However, when you have that thought, the book kind of chuckles at you.
Yeah, it sounds like something a book would do. All right. Does anybody else want to go look at the mines? Do people want to stay here and continue to strategize? Where are we at? Do we need everyone need to take 5? I don't know. Am I the only one who feels like an insane person whenever these conversations with animals happen.
Let's take
There with you.
5, go to the bathroom, and come back.
All right.
Grab your drinks. Well, I'll be back in a minute.
You sleep. Go to bed.
I made graham cracker chocolate chip cookies.
I went to the store.
What happened there?
Bought some meat and some fruit and some chocolate chip cookies.
Mm-hmm. God, that is just like you.
I bought some cornflakes.
Why? Who likes cornflakes?
I had a hankering.
Really?
Oh, I love those old. I wouldn't say they're non-sugary because there's sugar in them, but like Crispix and cornflakes, just regular Cheerios.
Oh,
I like all that stuff.
regular Cheerios are the fucking worst, man. I hate regular Cheerios. I do like Crispix, though. I actually prefer Rice Chex.
I like Rice Chex.
It's all about life cereal.
Life cereal, so good. Give it to Mikey. He'll eat anything. Starlbrand turns to you, Geldis, and says, "They have your dad. What do you think we should do?"
I'll tell you what, folks. The next time Kyle talks to an animal, I'm going to mute Bill just to make it even worse. Did I miss anything?
Hold on. Starlbrand just asked Geldis a question.
Yeah, he asked me what they have my dad. What should we do? Is that what they asked?
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. I don't know where he's being held. We'd have to figure that out, and then I would want to go and save him, to be honest.
Do you know why they have your dad?
I'm assuming because of the dragon metal. Since he can work it, makes sense that they would take him if there's not that many people that can do that.
But what are they making with it?
Maybe a giant suit of armor for the dragon. Maybe they're making a new type of dragon lance. I don't know.
What's a dragon lance?
It was
I don't know if I would know what that is. I don't think I would.
You wouldn't. It's specific to to Kryn. So dragon lances were, I don't know how they were made, but they were used during the Dragon Wars, and they were designed specifically for human knights to, as they were riding dragons, to be able to pierce the dragon scales from during the war and fighting. So maybe it was made out of dragon metal. I'm not sure.
That's a picture of what Wonder looks like, Bill.
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah, I like that. That's a good picture. Well, okay. Really wishing that this map of Kryn had a... Oh, there's the legend. It's in the upper left-hand corner.
I mean, our best bet right now is we've got to get to the Quillenastai and the Tower of Magic.
Yeah,
Probably the only way we're going to get anybody that can help us.
I think that that's a great idea, especially because they haven't been asked yet. Steelbeard asked everybody else. He asked the free people, the centaurs, and the dwarves already.
We did not ask the
right?
free people.
Or,
Well,
we got a week. Why don't we just evacuate everybody and then we go commando style and go after directly at the dragon? They'd never expect it.
I had that thought. I mean, it doesn't change the fact that he still has 2,000 draconians.
Where's the
Sneak through
dragon?
the mines.
Yeah, we'd have to find his lair. We have some advantages, like in theory, Starlbrand maybe can get around the mountains really quickly, and then also, I mean, Dirk
I
can
can go through
go in.
things.
Yeah, like mountains.
I can go through mountains.
Hey,
I can bring
Dirk.
people with me too.
What's the name of that spell again that you use?
Hold on real quick.
Jana, Kiki comes over to you and says, "Where are you from?" You're muted, by the way. You're muted.
Sorry.
Etherealness is the name of the spell, Ezra.
I'm from another plane. I've never been here before.
I've heard much of this other plane. What's it called again? I'd like to go.
It's not great. I wouldn't.
So, you were sent here by an important woman to save a bunch of men. Is that about right?
Yeah,
Yeah, me too.
Make it
it sounds weird when you say it like that.
So who, if we're going to send delegations, because we can only have one portal open at a time.
Yeah, Starlbrand says I have to go through first to open the other side. So wherever we go, we should all go together. It doesn't make sense for us to split up. Like I still have to go through and be there, so no one else can travel anywhere. I mean, I guess I could go through, close the portal, leave that person there, then come back here and take somebody else somewhere. I could do that. But I can't leave that portal open, right? I have to open a door, I have to open the other side, and I have to go through, and then I have to let through whoever wants to go through. And if I leave someone, they can't come back through until I go back through and get them, and we have no way of knowing when that's supposed to be. So we could just arrange for pickup times, or we could go together.
So
You have to think about it like a hallway. I have to open the door, right? And then I have to show you how the door opens to get you through. Then once I
Okay.
leave that door, it disappears for you.
So did we establish how long it would take to get from the ruins to the Qualinasti? I assume we're going to the ones right under the.
I made my own door here in Wonder, so I can get from here to the ruins.
Right.
it's like 5 miles according to the legend. 5, maybe 6 miles. So it's
So
pretty quick.
that makes it a day trip.
Yeah.
To get to the capital or to get to the Tower of High Sorcery?
From Man, right, to the Tower of High Sorcery, it looks like around 5, maybe 6 miles.
Yeah.
That's
Here's the
not an
thing,
exact measurement.
Fullest says. Here's the thing about that particular tower. That particular tower is called Wayreth. And that's where the tower is, but the tower doesn't reveal itself to people unless it wants people to know that it's there.
What?
Look, this is literally the most powerful group of mages in this whole realm, give or take. So if they don't want you to see them, you don't. Now, the good news is if they do want you to see them and they want to help, boy, can they send some help.
I think we need to try, and I tend to agree that Gelidus, like, that should be our first stop. And we
If you
can
want
do
to
it.
go to Qualinosti, or Qualinosai, I don't know. Actually, Bill doesn't know how to pronounce it.
Colonoscopy?
Probably Geldis knows better than I do.
Qualinesti is what it looks like to my reading.
But Qualinesti is like the name of the realm, right? But there's a capital.
Yeah.
So
Qualinost.
Qualinost, yeah.
yeah, I don't know how to
Or
pronounce that.
Qualinost.
Yeah, whatever it is. If you want to go there, it's a little bit more of a hike, but for sure they will receive us. They're the friendliest of the elves in this realm.
Would they possibly have an inn at the Tower of High Sorcery?
Maybe, yeah.
Can we talk order of operations? And kind of overall planning? Gelidus, I agree with Gelidus. Maybe we start with Qualinesti. Secondly, Thorbarden. And then I would say maybe the Free People third. And I think we might be able to do these things. All three, maybe we could fit into 2 days.
Have you ever been to Thorbarden? I'm asking, what's his name? Ogre
Yep.
guy.
Starlbrand?
Starlbrand.
Oh yeah, that was one of the first places I went. But I have to sneak there, and everything's too short for me.
Could you open a portal to there?
Yeah, I got it in. The only problem is, I sort of come in through the back door, which means you don't go in through the front gates. Which means when the guards do find you, they're gonna be like, "Who the fuck are you, and how'd you get in here?" They're tetchy.
Have you? So could you get us outside of Thorbarden, or did you? So Thorbarden has a gate.
Yeah.
No, like has a portal gate
Yeah.
inside the city. Oh, okay.
And I didn't put it there. I found it, which means, and this is my favorite part. One of my ancestors was also curious about watching the dwarves. Probably my grandpa, if I'm honest. He's always kind of been a little shit. That's why I love him. He's real old now, though. He doesn't go anywhere anymore.
Starlbrand.
Yeah.
Do you know anything about anywhere west of here in the mountains that would be appealing to a red dragon to possibly shack up and start pumping out draconias?
They like big caves and mountains. That's the red dragon MO. Silver dragons, they want to be all the way up on the tippy top where the snow is. Way up on the top ranges. The red dragons, they want to be down in the bottom of the mountains where you can find big caverns and crevasses. I mean, it's a big mountain range. There could be dozens of spots.
Uh,
To be honest with you, I don't poke around over there very often because there's always been red dragons over there. They've never
Yeah.
come this far east before. A long time ago, well, for you a long time ago, for me, not that long ago. But actually, Kiggy, you want to tell him about the protector? Sure, says Kiggy. Up until about 50, 100, 100, my sense of time isn't great. 100 to 150 years ago, there was an ancient brass dragon. We just called her the Lady Protector. She patrolled all over this area. She slew many young red dragons in her time. She had a large clutch of eggs stolen, and by a red dragon, and she vowed to slay any of them that she found. After a century or so, at most two, there didn't even come anywhere near this part of the range. But then she just left. She didn't die. She just disappeared. She visited once about 50 or so years ago. She might have visited once other time, but yeah. Big, powerful woman. She was beautiful.
Bill, can you? The Wonder is near on this map. It's near Calmay, or was it near something else?
It's sort of closer to Izanul.
Right.
Like,
That is what you said. Oh
yeah,
yeah, yeah. Okay. But so it's north of Calmay.
yes.
Okay.
North of Barter. There's like a black triangle that's real close to it.
Yeah, Calmay. That one.
Nope. North.
Thalys.
Nope. East.
Okay. Well, yeah. Okay. Um. And then another question I had is, Rhymeroth's brother didn't say anything about where Rhymeroth is, or where he.
Not that you remember.
When Rhymeroth flew, did we see what direction he flew? When he knocked all of us off the cliff,
Roughly north-ish.
and that was at Eats and Knoll.
No. That was sort of, it's unmarked on this map.
Okay.
He was heading roughly towards like the weird square within a circle near Thalos. Well, Fola says, it's getting late. Tomorrow, what are your plans? Where to first, Chief? He looks at you, Zerwin. High sorcery, elves, dwarves, free people.
Well, do smart guys think we should go to the high Tower of High Sorcery? So let's go that way.
You might want to talk to the elves first, because if the Tower of High Sorcery doesn't know you're coming, you might not be able to find it.
Okay. You've convinced me.
I would try the elves, the dwarves, or the free people first. And if you really want to get to the Tower of High Sorcery, I would go right to the elves. Now look, he pulls out another map of the Qualinesti forests. You really don't want to go wandering around too much in here. If you want to go to the capital, go to the capital. It's a beautiful tree city. It's currently ruled by an elf named Epinnicus. He's a legend. He's a demigod, basically. He actually wears part of a green dragon skin. It was an ancient worm that he slew by himself. He has a lot of elf cred.
Okay.
All right. Well, I'm going to bed. Night, y'all. He turns and walks out. Unless there's anything else anybody needs me for.
I don't think so.
I think we're good.
Okay. You still have your rooms at the inn, if you'd like to go there.
Where else are we gonna
How
go?
late is it?
It's not that late. It's probably 7, 8 o'clock.
I want to grab a torch and go down and look in the mines real quick. Part of me wants to see it. Get it out of the way.
I'll go with you. You don't need a torch.
I
I'll
may
go
be of
too.
some assistance if there are traps.
Okay.
I could bring a cat.
All right, so the group going to the mines?
Absolutely.
All right. The entrance to the mines is currently unguarded. And it is dark down there once you get past the entrance, and it's because it's dark outside. There's only some lanterns by the entrance. The entrance is quite large, and there are tracks, basically cart rails, basically that go down into the mine. The opening tunnel is large, probably 60 feet in diameter. It starts to narrow as you go down a little further, but in this main tunnel, never smaller than like 35 feet-ish in diameter. Plenty of room. Does get dark. Someone's going to have to cast a light spell.
So we're gonna have to leave Owen behind. But I will grant everybody dark vision up to 300 feet.
Owen really does not like that plan.
Owen, I need you to guard the entrance just in case if anything comes out while we're down
All
Don't
right,
worry, Owen. I'll take care of him.
I'm holding you to that.
I don't want you to touch me.
Okay. You only have to go a couple hundred yards in, and then there is a hole in the side of the tunnel. You can see now that it was a square like doorway held up by timbers, and inside there was a large barracks type room. There's beds and furniture and other things. It's empty now.
Full room.
Yeah, and we see all of these little holes that have been like drilled into the walls that are like listening posts.
Nope. You only see, because you know to look for one, there's one. And it's sort of towards the ceiling. There's a little platform built up to it.
Okay.
No other.
Can we hear anything?
It's someone
Wait,
to go up
there's
there
a
and listen.
platform up to it?
Mm-hmm.
You guys, there's some small creature is going through these things. They're not just listening. I think they might be talking to the cats. I don't want to be weird. I think someone else might be talking to the cats.
Skinny Pete ran off, right? He's not with us.
No, he's not here.
Ezra, you don't have a spell that can make us smaller, right?
Is there a joke in there somewhere, Galatus?
No,
No.
I know some wizards have spells that allow you to make people bigger and smaller.
Look, I can etherealness. I can follow these things. If you guys want to like use a spell slot, I will follow the thing and see where all of these things go.
If they were using these tunnels to listen, can we hear anything from other places or from anywhere in the town?
Really good question. You guys, did you hear Jenna? Or was it just me?
I mean,
Is it the speak to animals thing?
I'm not a cat.
Sorry. I can't
So,
tell
I
humans
mean-
from cats.
can we try listening? Do we hear anything?
Yeah, so the platform's not big enough for more than one of you to get up on, and it's a little like, yeah. So who
It's
wants to go
probably
up and
meant for
listen?
someone taller than me. So, one of you guys, one of you tall folk, one of you biggins.
Probably made for a draconian. I'll do it.
It does seem to be about your height when you get up there, actually.
You guys, about my height.
You listen through, and all you hear is maybe like a faint waft of wind passing through something on the other end.
Can I roll a perception check?
Sure. What are you looking for?
Any other entrances to the room? Possible entrances?
You do not see one.
How the hell did they get in here? To start with.
Yeah. Nope, that's the question. Uh, Dirk, when you look at the hole, uh, sorry, there's no way to
No, keep
say this
saying it.
without being
We're so
indelicate.
close.
Looking at the hole, like, what does it look like? Is it perfectly circular, or does it look like it's been like chewed, or drilled, or burnt, or like scorched? What does it look like?
What does it look like?
Looks like it's been melted straight out of the stone.
Yeah.
It looks like it's been melted. I gotta be honest. This is usually something like Dragon's Breath does. So I don't know if they have like a dragon's breath
Well,
orb or if I'm.
if you do it through a a wrapping paper tube.
Oh yeah, yeah.
No, you have dragon's breath, and your breath would not melt through this stone. It would take you a year to melt a foot into this stone.
Yeah, but like a
Um,
different dragon's breath than the one that I have,
Possibly.
do like
guys.
do I notice that Zerwin is like looking around also?
Yes.
Zerwin, are you looking? What are you looking for?
A door?
Right. That's a good idea. Try to, and then I also would like to try to look around to see if there might be another way that they might have gotten in here. And I'm trying to uh, looking for things like trapdoors, but also like looking for anything that looks like it might have been like a conduit for them to teleport in here or something like that. Come on, roll. Nope, it's not great. It's 14.
I'd
You
like
don't
to
s-
look as well.
Do you know how to use the in-game rolling?
I'm trying. Sorry.
So on your character sheet,
Take your
you
time.
should see perception, and if you click on that, you should be able to roll your perception.
Yes.
Yeah, there should be like a plus something.
There you go.
Oh, it wasn't very
Anybody
good.
else want to look
11.
around? No?
What do we
I
roll?
mean,
All right.
Investigation or perception?
Zerwin, will you order everybody else to look around? You're the one who's supposed to be in charge.
They're, they're using perception to try to find other doors, is what they're telling me they're looking for.
All right, I'll do the same thing.
11. Hardcore roll
You
skill.
guys,
Oh my
you guys
God.
are rolling some strong 11s today. It's pretty
Well, I
good.
haven't had any time to warm up. I haven't done my stretches.
Your
Can
camera's
I
off,
roll
by the way.
investigation?
Yeah, would you like to investigate? You looking for like secret doors or something?
If there are entrances.
Traps?
Yes.
Eh,
Hey, that's a little bit better.
pretty good.
All right. You see two things, Jenna. Number one, you see a cat laying down in the corner. It's got like a little perch on a like shelf over there. You also see that there is some sort of like book on one of the tables. It's kind of large. No trapdoors. No traps.
Um,
Jenna, tell us what you see.
What do your human eyes see?
Dirk, do you want Dirk, do you want to talk to this cat over here?
Is there a cat? Has there been a cat here this whole time?
You see a
Hey, kitty.
almost entirely black cat with a small white patch on its chest, sort of like lazily watching all of you. It's pretty big, actually. It's one of the bigger cats you've seen.
Came out of nowhere.
Hey. Shoot. It's probably been like an hour. Although, when I use it, it's an action. So I can just use it again, right?
If it hasn't been a whole hour, you should just be able to talk to animals. I
Uh,
would guess.
It's actually
I'm not.
speak with animals. Yeah. It's actually only 10 minutes long, but it's once per long rest. I probably can't talk to this cat.
Nope.
Can't talk to this cat.
All right. Well, let's box up the cat and We'll hold on to it. We'll hold on to the cat until
Look, just give it some
we
jerky.
can't.
I'll offer the cat some jerky. You guys, there's a book on that table. I'm not a big
Do you have
reader,
speak
but
with books?
no.
I cast speak with books.
I'll take a look at the book. I know a thing or two about books.
What kind of languages do you have?
Does the cat like the jerky?
The cat actually doesn't seem to be hungry, although when you get close to it, it sniffs your hand.
Bill,
This cat's been eating
before I
dead things
before I
probably.
open the book, I'm gonna cast Detect Magic.
Mhm.
Am I getting any magical vibes here in the room?
Nope.
No vibes anywhere.
No vibes.
I think what you and I have is magic. I guess that's just me.
I
It's
have
definitely at
common,
least vibes.
common, draconic, elvish, halfling, and sylvan.
Okay. Yeah, it's sort of in draconic. It's a slightly different version of draconic than you're used to, but it's a ledger of some sorts. It seems to be recording names of arrivals, and people arrived singularly. And then it
All right.
has little tabs about supplies and dates.
What kind of supplies?
Food, water.
Okay, I'm beginning to form an idea.
I thought I smelled something.
Hey, you remember that guy that we killed in the woods? You all were there. Jana, you weren't there. We killed a guy in
I
the
reach
in the
down
woods.
and wince and grab my crotch.
Yep.
Oof.
Remember he was polymorphed, right? To look like the guy, Steelbeard's right hand man. They use polymorph.
Matthias Damon.
Yeah, they use polymorph to turn into smaller things, probably cats, to get through these tunnels into this room. That's how they did it.
I was
Oh.
certain that only one person could ever use that polymorph, but that makes great sense.
What was the police situation at the mine like before this all happened?
There were only 4 guards posted here, and then 2 on patrol.
And I assume they didn't really care. Like, they weren't checking everybody who went in, were they?
Maybe. Most of them are dead now. 3 of them are still alive, but they're wounded.
Polymorph would give off a magical aura, right, Bill?
If there was someone polymorphed in here right now, yes.
Like if that cat wasn't a cat, is what I'm saying. Yeah.
That's correct.
All right. I make sure that the cat is within the range of the detect magic, and I'm still not getting magical aura. Okay, cool.
This here is just a cat.
Yeah. So the ledger
This here's-
here describes comings and goings. People arrived, or draconians arrived one at a time. There is also a list of supplies. Yeah.
There's also
I mean, the fact that
2 barrels
Go
of
ahead.
fresh water still here. Not that you give a shit about that, but they could have stayed here a while
Mhm.
longer.
Yeah.
Can I? Is the hole in the wall? Is the rubble from the hole in the wall still scattered around?
So there is, you know what it looks like when magma solidifies?
Oh, so it looks like they melted their way out. Okay.
They built this platform over the top of that big pile of solidified molten rock. That's what this platform is resting on.
I'm saying there's no way to tell if there was a door that is now the hole in the wall.
I mean, what do you mean a door?
So what if they weren't polymorphing as cats? What if they were polymorphing as workers, and there was a way for them to get into this room?
There
I mean, in
was
my recollection, there were no doors,
there
right,
was
Bill?
so that wall, right, that is now broken out,
Mm-hmm.
did have a door in it.
Yeah, all right. Yeah, they could have polymorphed as workers too. You're right. Good catch, Zerwin. All right. Should we all go to bed and think about what we've done?
Think about what you've done.
Clear.
So, if you remember correctly, Reed, who owns the inn, was injured, but Gelidus healed him. But he's still recovering, right? He had a lot of blood loss. So when you go to the inn, you don't see Reed as you normally do, but Becky's there. Jana, Becky is a female minotaur. She's at the door. It's pretty subdued in the inn tonight. Normally it's pretty boisterous, but there's a lot of low murmur of conversation. And when you guys walk in, it's the first time you walked in, nobody gave a shit, nobody noticed. Remember? This time when you walk in, it's like someone kicked the piano at an old saloon. Um, Everybody stops and looks at you as you come in, and then they slowly go back to their murmuring conversations. The inn,
I
by the
was
way, go ahead.
I was gonna say that was a great analogy. I've been in a lot of old saloons, so that really resonated with me.
Oh, can you not have? Did you not have access, Jana, this whole time?
To what?
The map of wonder. I don't see you in here.
Uh,
Follow that owl bear link. So, in
I
order to,
thought
Wasn't wasn't Becky injured worse than what's his name?
Becky was under a
Everything.
wall.
yeah,
So she's in better
Becky
health now
was a girl.
than Reed.
no, but she's here.
Okay.
She looks pretty banged up. The inn is over here by the fairs.
There it's
Oh, that's better. Thanks, Bill.
Got you, Dirk. Moved you. Somebody moved me, so I moved you.
Oh, good. Thank you.
At the fairs, huh? Um.
yeah, we
Becky,
probably ought
Okay.
the only difference is Becky didn't lose a ton of blood. So Becky's here kind of moving slowly. Reed's probably sleeping.
I asked her, is the kitchen open?
Yeah.
We probably ought to get something to eat then, guys.
I agree. He's
Uh,
always, when he's right, he's right.
Server,
I'm gonna ask Becky if there's a room that I can have.
are you with these
Oh, I just
guys?
got here.
Yeah, she's with us.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, you can have the next room across the hall. It's pretty slow
Thank
here
you.
now. Almost all the rooms are empty.
Where are Kiggy and Starlbrand staying? Are they staying here too?
No, once you headed back to the inn, the two of them bid you goodnight. So they're back at dawn.
Yeah. What's on the grill tonight?
Same thing as always, fish and venison.
Yep.
I'll take a little of both. Could we get like a poo poo platter for the table?
Oh, what?
Sure. The server,
Like a mixture of things, a little bit of everything. Maybe some charcuterie.
there's a teenage boy who's serving tonight. He's sort of tall and gangly. You guys want beers too?
Yes.
Maybe something a little harder than that tonight.
Oh,
we have
like a wine?
Do you have anything harder than that?
Ice wine?
Harder than that.
Wine it is.
I thought we were doing a thing.
How many can you carry at once?
How many? What?
Wines.
Well, I got a tray. I can get you all a mug of wine.
Let's have it.
He brings out you ever seen the bottles of like Chianti that have the wicker baskets on the bottom? He brings out one of those and puts it down on the table, and then he brings out a second one and puts it on the table and gives everyone a glass.
I hate Chianti.
It's not actually Chianti, but close enough.
Dirk, you don't like your wine to come in its own little chair for itself?
Look at that. It's got like a hammock that's a chair.
That's
And it's like, I don't want things
so
I'm
thoughtful.
consuming to be made comfortable before I consume them.
While we're all here, I'm gonna try to dispel magic this goddamn book one more time.
You're gonna pull the book out.
Yeah, I'm gonna throw it down on the table.
Okay, Jenna.
Has it done anything since it chuckled at me?
No. Do you want to describe what you pull out of your backpack for Jenna?
I don't fucking remember what it looks like. There's an enormous book. It's a tome, hundreds and hundreds of pages long, wrapped in an alarming kind of leather, the kind of leather that you're like, oh, this is definitely something that was a thinking creature. And it has
Resembles
really
charred human
scary.
skin.
Yeah, it has scary words in a language that it's unlikely that you would recognize. That believe it's like death, fire, rebirth, or something like that. In Infernal on the front, and then I just kind of throw it open and let it fall to a random page, and there's all kinds of horrifying diagrams of vivisection and really creepy spell diagrams and things like that. Is in addition to almost insanely scrawled infernal text all over the pages.
I lean over to Jana and I just go, you get used to it.
And then I'm gonna try to dispel magic to dispel specifically the bond between myself and the book. Is what I'm trying to dispel. So I get to roll a d20. Oh, are you just? All right, do you want me to not roll the d20?
You can. Why not? I'm not going to look at it.
All right.
The book sort of. When you do that, you hear that voice in your head. Oh, hi.
Yeah, it's not one of my better rolls, so it's fine.
You missed me, didn't you?
Yeah, one of these days, we're fortunate. We're really close to the docks right now. One of these days, I'm gonna throw you in my pack, and I'm just gonna walk off the longest dock out there, and it's gonna feel so good to drag you to the bottom of that lake with me and perish there.
Is he speaking out loud right now?
Yeah.
Yeah, I definitely am. I'm talking to the book. You can tell I'm talking to the book.
Hey, you know that we're about to go try to meet with the most powerful sorcerers in the world, right?
So you think I should leave the book here? where a dragon could find it.
No, I'm saying maybe they could help. Do you not think about being helped by others much?
Dirk, we've talked a little bit about my history. I'm at the moment I'm not really considering that other people are going to be open to helping me, given that the stakes of the situation that I find myself in.
Everyone make a perception check, please.
Oh, shit.
Oh, there it is. That was a natural B for beyond.
Oh,
Hold on. I'm just pulling this up here.
that's
Jana
Yes.
and Ezra. You both noticed the page that it was opened up to. The first one was just sort of like a random page, but then it flipped one page. And the next page has on it a name. And the name is Tiamat.
God.
yeah.
And there is a drawing of a multi-headed dragon.
Can I read it? Can I read the page?
Jesus, look at that fucking thing! I exclaim.
Yeah. Tiamat is the goddess of greed, the queen of dragons, servant of Asmodeus before she became a demonic god herself. Sister to Bahamut. There's a whole entry on her, but I'll let you look up the wiki on it to read it. But essentially, Tiamat is the god of evil dragons, and she has known dealings with demons and devils. The biggest, baddest ones. Arrogant, greedy, hateful, spiteful, and vain. She never forgave any kind of slight and was focused on obtaining more power and wealth. She disdained mortals, regarding them as disposable tools in her schemes.
Yeah.
It's not pleasant. Even the picture seems to writhe when you look at it. It's fairly terrifying.
Cool. I'm not hungry anymore. I look at the book. Are you hungry?
I'm always hungry.
I thought so.
Are you talking to the book again, dude?
You
Yeah.
should eat. Need to keep up your strength.
Yeah.
I'm not getting
All right,
any
I'm
lighter.
gonna close the book and put it back in my bag.
You really shouldn't talk to that book, dude. That book does not have your best interests at heart.
It's for the bed.
I think it's honestly the exact opposite of having your best interest. I'm just saying, don't talk to the book anymore, man.
Oh, but you're so curious. And Dirk is so blind.
Also, no docks. I'll go to the docks. I was gonna go to the docks for the cat. So if there's anything you need at the docks, let me know. I'm gonna go to the docks. You stay. You just stay away from the docks.
You
Zerwin,
can't.
you're gonna help me keep him away from the docks, right?
He can do whatever he wants.
But you just like adds just like a friendly. He said he was gonna walk off the docks and die.
I don't think he meant today.
Oh, cool. Yeah. Well, then never mind. I
Yeah,
clearly misunderstood.
yeah, things don't look quite bleak enough yet for that.
Oh, all right. Well, when they do, you just let us know, and then we'll keep you away from the docks.
All right, thank you, Dirk.
Zerwin,
He's
you really understand this well.
as Ezra says that kind of begrudgingly, and then like kind of shakes himself and meets eyes with Dirk, and then kind of nods approvingly, like he actually really thought about what Dirk was really saying.
Food's here.
I eat.
It's good.
Guys, this is good.
The venison is made with a beer butter sauce and served with some parsnips. And the lake trout is baked with some sort of citrus fruit and thyme. They're both quite delicious. It does feel good to eat something. And, the ice wine is potent. Anyone who drinks more than a couple glasses is going to feel drunk.
Do draconians get hungover?
Anything that can get drunk can get hungover.
A little inappropriately hammered. Just a little.
So, Owen says, are you going to see the elves tomorrow?
I think that's the plan.
Right.
City in the trees. It's going to be just like being home again.
Does anyone here speak Elvish?
Yeah, I do.
Oh, good.
Does anyone else, just in case?
I don't.
I know they speak common there, but
No, it's always helpful to be able to speak someone's first and chosen language if possible.
I speak speech in abyssal.
gonna put up a poll now. There's only 2 people here, but we'll see if anybody actually votes.
What time is it now?
It's getting
It's
late.
11:04.
In game, I assume you mean? It's like probably 10 o'clock.
All right. Well, guys, it's going to be a long day tomorrow. We got to try to get up into the Elven Forest City. So why don't we hit the hay?
I think that's a good call.
Bill, one thing I would have asked from Follis, I would have asked for like actual documentation about how much dragon metal ore they had stockpiled also. Or really how much ore and or refined metals they had stockpiled and just sitting around. I would have asked for that information. Sorry to retcon. Yeah, let's go to bed.
Yeah, they can give you an amount. Okay. Y'all can go to sleep. You all have dreams. And this time it's all the same dream except for one of you who I will send a different dream to. But all of the rest of you dream of fire. So much fire. Fire everywhere.
Sounds right. Sure.
The next morning, when you wake, it's overcast, maybe threatening to rain. You're woken early by the sounds of exclamation downstairs. And as you head down into the main room, you see that a couple of locals are like staring at the two ogres, blue ogres that have walked through the door. Now they're just like wide-eyed and open mouth, being like, Kiki and Starlbrand are.
Why are they like that?
Good morning.
Good morning.
Why are you doing that with your faces?
It's the what the fuck?
Oh yeah? What? The fuck? What? When you say that?
The three people who are like sitting and eating their breakfast like kind of turn away, but like kind of keep a side eye on the two ogres because you're like yelling at them. So they're like, all right, fine, fuck you, but Jesus fucking Christ.
I say they're friendly.
We've brought you some food to break your fast. The ogres hand you they look like little like bread pouches. And they're full of like a weird tasting paste. Sweet and savory. Assuming you eat them. Is anybody not going to eat them?
I'm eating them.
I eat them.
Yeah.
It's gonna give me special powers.
Yeah, powers of digestion. Mark that down on your sheet.
Digestion powers.
Digestion +1. Write that down, Dirk, on your sheet. Put that down. Digestion +1.
I already did write
Okay,
it down. I
very
wrote it
good.
down so many times.
All
So,
right, Starlbrand, are we doing it right here?
no, we have to go to the door. It's just he leads you out, and then against the wall, like if you look on the map, there's a space between the buildings and the wall here, the outer wall, and that's mostly just like grass and shrubbery. But there's one place where there's a bunch of vines that have grown in, and he like pulls aside the vines. They're just wild grapevines, and then a big blue door appears, as if from nothing. Once it appears, he reaches out and opens it and walks in, and the door stays open. It just looks like blinding blue light. Kiki says, "Go ahead. I'll go through last."
I walk through.
You come through Zerwin on the other side. You're in another like mountain valley, but it's a different one. Directly in front of you, well, all around you are mountains, but to the north and south is a pass. And you're a couple miles from it. You're gonna have to walk, but the pass is fairly low and looks reasonably navigable. Everybody else going through?
I'm going through.
Going through.
Going through after Galatas.
Okay.
Which way do we go from here, boys?
Starlbrand says, we're going north through the pass. Then we'll hit a road which will take us due east, and we'll be in the capital. It's a bit of a walk. It's several miles. So you have to go up into the pass, and then when you get up in the pass, you see down below you a forest that spreads as far as you can see in every direction. Sort of like that, that moment when you everything turns from alpine, zone to a mixed tree zones, right? Um, the pass comes out, and there's a little river that runs through the pass that you can walk on the side of, where there's a herd path of sorts. It's really stunningly beautiful when you're up and you can look down. As you get down into it, it's just trees, and these are at first they're the sort of smaller trees, and it looks like maybe at some point they've been harvested or cut. But once you're actually into the forest, the canopy is super high. These are old growth, massive trunked trees until you hit the road. The road itself is cleared of trees, but only right up to the edge of the road. These old growth forests are not super dense packed together. Each tree takes up a ton of space, right? And each tree has a super high canopy. As you follow that road, you can see the sky, but barely, because those super tall trees have reached over and mostly closed the gap over the road. Even though the road is easily 50 feet wide, and it looks well traveled. You don't see anyone on the road until you go a couple miles and you pass a group of elves riding past you at a walk. They give you kind of strange looks, but they just sort of nod and wave as you pass. After a couple of hours, sometime around noon, you come down over this little bit of a hill, and some of the trees have been trimmed back to shrubs and kept small. And then there is this massive, massive city. And it's built into these huge. This is my own version of this capital, by the way. It's like the Malorn trees from Lord of the Rings, right? Like these massive sequoia type trees, and 100 feet up in these trees is this interconnected city of buildings and walkways of possibly hundreds of these buildings and walkways, and you don't see any clear way up at first, and there's no wall, but these trunks are grown way too close together. It would never happen like this naturally. This is all very well tended and kept, and it is as big as you can see. And this is a really good spot to end our night tonight, as you come upon this super impressive living city. You can see that the buildings that are attached are mostly made of wood, but some of the buildings are literally carved out of the trunk. And you can see that these trees are so big, you could easily fit an entire house inside the trunk and have room on any side. Some of them are carved out of thick branches that come out. Some of them are perched on top. Some of them look to be living houses of actual growing branches and things that have been woven together. It's a really incredible thing. And then as you sort of look towards the center, there are several stone buildings that are built on this spot where 20 or so massive trees have had their lowest limbs woven together to make this huge courtyard platform thing that holds all of these stone buildings. And that's the center of the city. And that should do it for tonight, which is good, so that you have some time to think about how you want to approach the elves and what you might want to say to them. I don't think...
Kick the door in. That's what we always do.
We got
Yeah,
a
exactly.
maximum of... yeah, that is what you always do, isn't it?
How we want to approach them. They need to ask how they want to approach us.
Just Dirk burn the trees down.
I
We'll
will.
get him to come and say.
I
We'll
will
get him to
straight
flee out
up
of the
do it.
woods into us.
Do the elves have any cats?
So I think at most we had 2 viewers tonight. So I was expecting a lot more of my students to tune in, but they did not. So we don't get to do the extra danger awesome point. But you all get to give each other danger awesome points. And then just so you know, also we have this system where whoever you think did something really dangerous or really awesome or maybe just role played really well, you get to give out 1 danger awesome point to one other member of the party. If you get one awarded to you, mark it down. If you save up 10 of those, you get to spend them and re-roll something if you have a bad roll. And if you save up 15 of those, you can make me re-roll something that I've rolled really well.
So Elsa gets my danger awesome point because it is dangerously awesome that she was willing to join this group.
Yeah.
I mean, clearly, obviously, the same, 100%.
Yeah, I'm gonna give mine else too. She also is the only one who had like consistently decent rolls today, so
That's true.
she she rolled better than anybody else.
I'll give mine to Dirk for the the wild animal conversations, which drive me crazy.
But we get it done. Right? Right?
Mostly yes. Yeah,
Right?
almost entirely.
Almost entirely we get it done.
I'll give mine to Ezra, who did a really good job of just sort of keeping the story moving and everyone paying attention.
Hot damn. We're
We're not
going to
supposed
Disney
to give
World.
him credit for that.
Thank you guys.
Ezra doesn't speak to cats, but he herds them.
Well said.